can deal with the telecommunications for the next presentation, which is going to be online, given by Dr. Juan Bertolin, who is the director of a team in an innovation park in Valencia.
Hello, Juan. Can you hear us?
Hello, Advocamus. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Juan.
I'm afraid I cannot turn the laptop to see the audience, but I think that you have you can see the workshop from the online streaming. So
Yes, it did.
okay, I will put this. Okay. Okay. Juan, take over. Okay.
Okay. Well, good morning to everyone. And well, I would like to thank to Dr. Edvokimos Konstantinis for the invitation, and also to the Professor Panos Vamidis, the President of Alevit, for this opportunity. What I would like to show you in this reflection, that more than a conference or a speaking, is to share how the science and technology parks are using living labs as a real mechanism, real framework, or even philosophy to foster the competitiveness using open innovation generation. So I would like just to start with bearing in mind what we are talking about, what is the Science and Technology Park. Think about an airport, right? What do you think that happens in an airport? It's not only landing planes, but it's connecting people. So whenever you are in an airport, you can see people from different places that sometimes they have some sort of connection. They share spaces, and from time to time, they share thoughts and also experiences, and they meet each other. So this is basically a science and technology part. We are like an airport, right? Because in the science and technology parts, we are able to create an environment for connecting in some way people, mostly entrepreneurs, right? Projects, investors, SMEs, and basically we are like scouters, technology scouters. We try to find what is going on outside and try to put in all this combination of elements. So basically, we try to get or to take the official definition of the Science and Technology Park provided by the International Association of Science Parks and Areas of Innovation. It is focused not only in real estate, that sometimes people could think about the science park is like a real estate environment, but not at all. It's basically a place where experienced people in management and also in technology, networking, is able to connect the knowledge generators at university, governments, and private companies with small and medium companies, and creating this sort of environment that could help in order to foster the local economic growth, right? So coming back to the figure of the airport, that I prefer to use the definition, not the official one, that obviously the official one is the one that we use in more of our speeches, but for me it's clearer the picture of the airport. So we are acting as a hub. You know the hub from the computers sector. A hub is a device that connects several computers. So in that case, we are a hub. But hub in which way? We are a hub of science, technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So we are a combination of very interesting elements that are creating that sort of interesting environment inside of the science and technology. I would like to share with you this presentation about what is a science and technology park, and is SPyTech. that is just 3 minutes of the speech. Just a second.
The Science, Technology, and Business Park in Castile, Spain, started its activity in 2007 with the aim of helping people make their innovative business projects a reality. With the support of the Universitat Jaume Primer and the Castile Business Communication, Espatec was created as a bridge between
Okay, I see that according to
Yes.
the presentation that I
the
am
academic
watching
world
at the
and
same
the
time,
local
so
business
the video is not
community.
working.
Today, Espatec means much more. We have brought
Okay,
One that we have problem with the presentation.
no problem at all. We will just follow with the.
Can you send me the link again? Because we're not seeing any different slides. We see. Okay. It was my fault. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Just a second. I was just explaining. Just a second, no problem. You have in the Prezi, you have the link.
Yeah, it's okay now. It's okay. Go on.
Okay. Let's see if it works. Yes, now it's working. Okay. Well, what I was at least trying to show before is that the definition of the definition of the science and technology part that I was talking about, that think about an airport. So you can see now the picture, right? So which are the basic phenomenons that you can see in a science and technology park? One is the open innovation. Well, all of you remember that open innovation is a concept provided by Henry Chesbrook, that was the first one that was using this environment, right? And on the other hand, the university is a very interesting environment for creating open innovation. Why? Because you can see here a picture of our university, Jaume I of Castellón, with more than 15,000 students. So you can imagine a small city of 15,000 citizens with a very interesting profile, right? That they are very keen to participate, to exchange thoughts, to use technology. So the universities actually are the best environments for creating open innovation environments, right? So I like a lot this concept of Steve Johnson from this book of Where Good Ideas Come From, The Natural History of Innovation, when he's talking about the liquid networks. And the university is actually a liquid network. Why? Because all the people that are in the university, all the students, researchers, administration people that are working in this small city, they collide when they are interacting. They are interacting in the bars, they are interacting in the classrooms, but it's not coming only from the academic, let's say, training, but also to the day-to-day, daily basis connections that they try. So this is a very interesting place, a liquid network as a university, in order to foster the concept of open innovation. And Henry Etkovich was the promoter together with Lloyd Lederson the concept of the triple helix. And also triple helix is a concept linked to open innovation created inside of the universities. But now we are adding a new layer, that is the society. That this is one of the things that will be the basics of the living labs inside of this sort of environment we'll talk later on. So what we have to keep in mind whenever we create all these sort of environments, the return on investment of all the things that we try to do. But it's not only return on investment from the economic perspective, but the return on investment to the society. And this is the basic indicator, KPI, that we have to keep in mind whenever we try to develop open innovation in our environments, in our regions. Using that sort of let's say, mindset, we are able to create some sort of framework that we call entrepreneurial university, where universities are using third mission to foster their community of citizens that are students and researchers to create new things. And using open innovation is a way to connect all of them and create sort of environment. The second one is the cross innovation. We are not only talking about creating things based on the feedback of the people or how the people are communicating and co-leading their hunches and their ideas, right? We are talking about a very interesting phenomenon that is, you can foresee or you can see in a science and technology part, that is what we call knowledge spillover. The knowledge spillover is something very clear that appears whenever people are connected with people. In this case, SMEs are connected with research groups and also connecting with the students. And also there is a way also to measure that. And I am a physicist, so I need to find always a formula to explain everything, right? In case of innovation, there is a way to do it. And I was very happy when I found the knowledge production function of villages that explained in some way how this knowledge is or is arising in that environment. So three interesting phenomena also are occurring during this cross-innovation process. That is, one is the synergy. The second is the symbiosis between all the people that are participating, and probably the most powerful one is the hybridization. It's a very, very interesting phenomenon. Inside of the cross-innovation, let's say, pillar of side of the science park, whenever you connect people from different areas of knowledge, when you are able to mix people from psychology with ICT, with biotech, with nanotech, and all of them are working together to develop new innovative things, also using the citizens that are now campus, that are the students, and that are a very high profile citizens, right? So from this perspective, the key elements inside of this environment are the basic elements of what we call the prefix co-creation, co-design, co-build, co-test, and this environment of university, the campus, is very rich in that kind of elements. So you know that whenever everything seems to be like a chaos, you can get a very interesting ideas when a lot of agents are participating in that process. Obviously, we have to be sure that these co-creation processes, co-design processes cannot become to code destruction. I am showing here two samples. One was from a Starbucks idea and another was from Dell, but they tried to use this co-creation process and at the end they didn't manage appropriately. So let's think about that. Creation is a very good process, but we have find a very strong methodology for doing that. Otherwise, we can fall in a co-destruction more than a co-creation, right? And here in the science park, thinking about that is something that I mentioned at the beginning, right? That we are connecting people, we are connecting their dreams of the people that are in our surroundings. Whenever you put all the people in that box that is the campus university, this co-creation process is very interesting how it is growing by itself. You are not trying to foster it. It's something that is very natural among the people that are co-leading, right? So they are using in some way different perspectives between the crowdsourcing co-creation whenever they are talking people with people, right? And also keeping in mind that the most important thing is try to observe, evaluate, and also to have some sort of feedback in order to define projects, define ideas, try to materialize ideas that could improve the quality of life and the socioeconomic. In which way? In what we call the democratic innovation stream flow, that everybody is able to participate to develop everything that you want and you keep in mind. So this is very interesting, but obviously requires a strict way of working. I mean, the methodology that you are using should be very clear, and also you have to be very paying attention to all the details. You have to keep your mindset in order to be sure that you are sharing all your knowledge with all the people. So models like Hollywood Hollywood model is very useful in these sort of environments where all the people are together working for a project, sharing things, sharing ideas, and also exchanging challenges, and inviting other people to participate. And then when the project is over, they go to another place as a Hollywood do with the films, right? So the Hollywood model is very interesting. Well, here I have put several examples, but I am going to go in detail with that. You can see that in the presentation, that's the link that I shared with Advocamus. And now I would like, Anna was already mentioning, introduced very well the European Network Living Labs, but our science part from 2010, 2010, we decided to use this sort of combination of elements of the open innovation created in this campus, the cross innovation, the co-creation processes to create a living labs, and we joined European Network Living Labs in 2010, and we decided to do that because it's the best place to connect with all the people, all the environments, all the organizations that are doing similar things. So Anna already showed you how it's growing, the concept of living, the philosophy of living, because it's not a project, it's something else. It's a way of life, right? Living life is a way of life. It's that becomes something into our regular life. So we are happy to be part of the Living Labs. We try to provide our best in that sense. And how we did it? We created what we call the Living Lab. That is inside of a university with the idea of, in some way, to create a smart campus inside of the university. Now we have involved a couple of research groups that are participated with a project about activating with Advocamus group here from Spain, that is psychology, and also the greenhouse, for helping all people to improve their way of life and also to give them the possibility to be happier, right? So inside of this smart campus, we are working from that perspective as a showroom for the smart city, smart province, because we are interested in showing that to the rest of the world, how the university is a very good place, showing how the things can be done. This is very important for me because in order to make sustainable a living lab, we have to think about that we start from public support, but the private and people has to be growing while the public has to decrease. We cannot be just only in public fund, but we have to demonstrate that Living Labs is good for everyone. So everyone has to participate in this partnership. So it's public, private, and people partnership. This is very important for us. This is something we try to. Anna already mentioned which are the main benefits of Living Labs, but from outside, from a Living Lab here in Castellón, the students are very eager to participate. They find that it's a good way to increase the place where the creativity can be fostered, right? Also the SMEs as a provider, even large companies are trying to look at the Living Labs as a good place for testing or even for design new trends with the real users and of course the research actor and economy society. Keeping in mind this KPI, obviously. And this is a bit of, let's say, samples that we have been running here at our science park. Some of them, as we are talking about experimental innovation, have been failed. It's experimental innovation, and we have learned from that. And others are, well, a bit more success. And this is something that we try to promote, and now we are incorporating new projects, design technology park, to the project. This is probably one of the most successful, from the university community example, that some students decided to create a solar and wind tree for the students. So a lot of people were participating to that design, and they are students for a master design, so using all the colleges. So it was a very interesting place. I will show you, I think that
In 2000.
Let's see if it works now. Yes. So
S-Vitec set up the e-Living Lab project in the Campus Rio Sec of the Universitat Jordi I of Castellón, UG. The objective was to convert the current campus into a smart campus, a place where technologically advanced products are made available to the university community, which, as an end user, becomes involved in each initiative by participating and generating information to improve society's quality of life. E-Living Lab is an experimental innovation area in which it is possible to develop new innovative products and or services of high added value through the philosophy of incorporating the user into co-design, co-construction and co-testing processes. In 2013, the first project phase that centred on the Smart Campus finished, and then phases that start from the UG Smart Campus will commence to reinforce the Smart City of Castellón, or to create a smart province by means of the e-Rural Lab concept. Since this project began, S-Vitec has moved forward locally, nationally and internationally. Internationally, S-Vitec forms part of the ENOI Board of Directors, and it is carrying out the Peñagolosa Territory Intelligent Initiative locally. The projects undertaken within e-Living Lab can be applied to any smart city setting anywhere in the world. In e-Living Lab Phase 1, the Smart Campus participated in 16 projects run by a mixture of S-Vitec linked companies, UG research groups and students. E-Living Lab, experimental innovation.
So this is basically just in 5 minutes, a strong summary of what we are trying to do in our ecosystem. Obviously, not only the science and technology part with this Living Lab is important in that case, because we belong to the rest of ecosystem. And this rest of ecosystem, of innovation ecosystem, are all the science and technology parks associations from the regional, national, and international level, all the micro SMEs, what we also call micro multinationals, that are now a very strong trend in Europe. The SMEs, big companies, universities, that's you cannot run this without a strong knowledge creator like universities and also technology institutes and business incubators. So everyone belongs to what we call the area of innovation. Several actors are participating to create under a, let's say, octagonal ecosystem of innovation framework. Also, we have not discovered, because something quite old, but a very interesting effect whenever you connect people and you foster the co-creation processes, or at least the shared things, shared ideas, shared projects, right? That the co-financing process is also, or effect is also present in that kind of environments, because you can find people that probably are not entrepreneurs, they don't have strong ideas, but they trust on their friends, on their colleagues, in order to finance their projects. So crowdfunding inside of the university as a new way of financing R&D projects or innovative and entrepreneurship projects is a very interesting mechanism that people are asking us, okay, I am not interested in doing things, but I would like to invest in my colleagues' projects, right? So just to finish, and even though there is a lot of things here done, and sometimes it's difficult just in one shot to show everything, but for us, we have discovered that citizens are actually the innovation potters. So in some way, we need to foster that. So for us, innovation is not only technological. Innovation is social, because you are coping with social challenges. You need people for coping with us, for tackling those sort of social challenges, should be emotional and should provide some sort of value to the society, because otherwise it's another European project more. So we need to trust that everything that we are doing is for helping someone, This is why innovation is always social, using technology or not using technology. Thank you very much, and I am open for your questions.
Thank you, Juan. It's been very fascinating to see all the action driven from the technology park, and you know, thrilled with the innovation aspects and the co-creation, as you mentioned. Can I ask you if I may, what was the most challenging part, do you think, in establishing the e-living lab? Now that you can see it in 5 years' time.
It's a very good question. The most probably challenging thing whenever you are running a living labs is convince the people that is the place that they can share their ideas. Because we are living in a very competitive society. And what I have seen here is that in the business world, it seems like everything has to grow, and just from the economical perspective and not from the social one. So people are quite scared about sharing ideas to helping others. So the commitment of the people probably is the most challenging task that you have to overcome, or at least to tackle, right? Because you have to demonstrate them that coming here, they can do something for others. We are not an NGO, obviously. We have to be sustainable. But be sustainable in order to follow providing solutions to challenges of our society doesn't mean to be completely a profit company, right? Or profit organization. Should be, let's try to help others, and it means help others also to SMEs to grow for solving things for the society. We have to keep in mind the society has to be our main pillar. Without society, anything has any sense, actually. So society has to be something that we have to keep in mind all the time. And involving the people and trying to give them the possibility to trust on living labs probably has been the first stage. At the beginning, everybody was quite reluctant, say, well, living labs is a place where you are coming here, there are some investors, you will talk about your ideas and someone will steal them. That is the regular way of working in that sort of environment. But it's not true. And they discover that they can come here, they can connect with others, they can create new things. So it's probably the most hard job to do, to convince the people that this is the great place to grow from the social and human perspective, not only economically perspective, that we have to leave aside this economical and GDP stuff and put more the focus into what is the society that we want to live in. And we are the actors, and we have the big role of building that sort of society, and Living Labs is the best place to do it.
Thank you, Juan. Is there any other question? Anybody wants to use the microphone? No? So thank you for being available and tele-lecturing to us about this, all the fascinating work that you've been doing there, and we hope soon to be able to collaborate with you formally.
Okay, for sure. I will be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers.